So, how long does it take for you to put your clothes on, your shirt on every day? I'm sure this is a question we don't ask ourselves. For an able-bodied person, it might take less than a minute. But for a differently able person, this is an eternal struggle. Imagine they could do this. Movability clothing provides clothing solutions for differently able people and people with reduced mobility that helps them in the ease of dressing and undressing. I went to school with a differently able person, was in high school in Pallikudam in Kottayam. This was Rahul Cherian. He had spinal cancer. And after the surgery, he lost partial mobility in his legs. But everyone in school treated him like a regular kid. He was fun, mischievous, and we became really good friends. This school was built by the late architect Laurie Baker for Mary Roy. It was built on many different levels on a hill, and it was a very inviting space for children to spend their whole day. The space was organic, and it created a sensory space, and this introduced me to humanistic design. Mary Roy, she was a visionary and an educator. She was a women's rights activist, and she encouraged me to take up design. In 1994, I went to NIFT in Delhi. Here, I met Suranjana Ghosh. She was a cancer survivor, an above-the-knee amputee, and she was wearing a prosthetic leg. To this day, we continue to adapt our designs for her. In 2004, our daughter Tilotama was born with brachial plexus. She lost partial mobility of her hands. It was very difficult and frustrating for her to wear regular clothes. It was difficult for her to go to the toilet. It was necessary that I created new designs for her so that she could go to the toilet by herself when she went to school. And so we started working on using snaps as velcros and magnets that was locally available in the market so that we could find solutions for her in school. This became really fun for her, the fact that she could wear the magnet, because suddenly she became a superhero like Iron Man or Magneto, and she loved the sound of the magnets coming together and snapping. She became, every day was a fun and play activity. So actually this was less of a struggle for us as parents to get her ready to go to school. And for her, it developed her sense of confidence. So along with my wife Muriel, a movement therapist, we started Movability based on the premises that mind, body, and spirit are connected. Movement therapy is a psychosomatic approach using movement to connect the intelligence, the emotion, and motor functions of our body. Empathy. What is empathy? It is to be able to understand somebody and to share their ideas. What is empathy in design thinking? Empathy is a very important factor to design. It is to be able to take that person as a human. It is a human-centered design process. It is necessary to understand each person. Sunil had a stroke. He led a normal life. But with the stroke, he had reduced mobility. So every shirt that he used to wear on a daily basis was impossible for him. So we started creating clothes for him that he could wear. Xavier had muscular dystrophy. He's a satellite engineer, but could never wear a shirt to his work. So we worked with nanotechnology because with muscular dystrophy, you have more chance of spillage. So the clothes had nanoparticles in them that allowed the liquid to glide. So now he could wear a shirt to work. Rahul, with his bend in his leg, we started taking the form of his body in context so that we could design the clothes for him. It is very important to look at the body, their morphology, to understand them so that we look at them as human beings. I have worked with dancers, acrobats, and theater artists, and this has really helped me hone these skills because I have worked a lot with movement. In our studio in Kottayam, we are very conscious of our environment and our footprint on the earth. So, we came up with this idea called Transform. To take existing stock and create new ideas with them. So with this, we created the idea of reuse, redesign, and re-energize. We reuse existing clothes, we redesign them so it is adaptable to the user, and re-energize by using differently abled people in the process. We give them a new energy and a new idea of their life. At present, we are doing a pilot project with Pallium India in Thiruvananthapuram. They also rehabilitate people with spinal surgery. We have started a vocational and care model of training by using movement therapy. We also develop their creative skills so that they can develop new ideas. We also engage the caretakers because this is a social organization so that they can record and take measurements. At Pallium India, the people who are rehabilitated, like Vincent, he takes our waste fabric and continues to make bags for us, which we use in our shop. This is a great way for us to reduce plastic by using the waste fabrics to make bags which you can reuse again. Anita at Pallium India, when I first asked her, would you like clothes designed for you? She said, no, I've never considered my body. So as you see in most of these situations, differently abled people are marginalized in the community. So along with this process of giving them a chance to get in touch with their body, to develop their creative skills and empowering them, we give them a new hope in life. Anita, after the creative workshops, has now wanted to learn stitching and design her own clothes. Clothing is our second skin. It is our basic necessity. In India, according to the 2011 census, we have a population of 26.8 million people who are differently abled. We need inclusion of differently abled people in our work surroundings, in our schools, and this will help us develop a sense of empathy towards them. Our daughter Tilotama loves to play football because she doesn't need to use her hands, and this has helped her develop new strategies because she is very creative in her sense of being. Where they lack in one sense of spirit, they develop the other senses, include them, and they come up with innovative solutions themselves. Thank you.